March 13, 1997, Phoenix, Arizona. On this night, the sky changed. For 3 hours, across a 300-mile corridor, thousands of people, from policemen to pilots to ordinary families, looked up. They all saw the same thing. A craft, or something, that was not a plane. It was not a blimp. It was bigger than a skyscraper. It was silent, and it was moving slowly over their homes. This was not a quick, blurry sighting. This was a mass media event that baffled the state and was publicly mocked by its own governor. Tonight, we unseal the file on the Phoenix Lights. The event began not in Phoenix, but in Henderson, Nevada, at 6:55 p.m. A man reported seeing a massive, V-shaped craft with 5 amber lights moving south. An hour later, in Prescott, Arizona, investigators for the National UFO Reporting Center began receiving frantic calls. A former police officer reported seeing a solid V-shape, like a giant carpenter's square. Other witnesses confirmed the most bizarre detail. The craft was so large that it blocked out the stars as it passed overhead. And the second detail, the silence. Witnesses described the craft the size of multiple football fields, passing just a few hundred feet over their heads with no sound, no engine, no wind, just a profound, unnatural silence. Even actor Kurt Russell, a private pilot, was flying his son into Phoenix that night. He reported seeing 6 lights in a V formation as he was on final approach. He thought it was a military craft. He called the tower. The tower had no idea what he was talking about. By 8:30 p.m., the V-shape had reached the edge of Phoenix. It hovered, it rotated, and it was seen by thousands. This was Event 1. A solid, structured, silent craft. Then, at 10 p.m., the second event began. This is the footage most people know. A string of 9 amber orbs appeared in the sky. They hovered, flickered, and slowly descended, as if on parachutes. This sighting was also seen by thousands. The media and the military would immediately conflate these 2 separate events into one. This confusion would become the perfect cover-up. The next day, the U.S. military stepped forward with an explanation. They claimed the 10 p.m. lights were simply military flares. Specifically, high-intensity flares dropped by a tin Warthog aircraft on a training exercise over the Berry Goldwater Range. Case closed, right? The public was in a panic. The military's flare story wasn't convincing everyone. So, the governor of Arizona, Fife Symington, called a press conference to calm the public. He said, "We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to find out what it was." Then he announced they'd found the culprit. And he brings out his chief of staff, dressed in a giant, comical, alien costume. The press conference turned into a circus. The governor mocked his own citizens. He mocked the event. He treated thousands of witnesses like they were crazy. With this one bizarre act, the Phoenix Lights became a national joke. The story died, and that was the end of it. For 10 years. Then, in 2007, 10 years after he laughed it off, Fife Symington confessed he was no longer governor, and he was no longer laughing. He gave an interview, stating that he was also a witness to the first event, the V-shape. He said, "I'm a pilot. I know just about every machine that flies." He continued, "It was bigger than anything I've ever seen. It was enormous, and it was silent. It was otherworldly." He admitted he staged the alien press conference to prevent a public panic. He said, "We were in a panic. I had to be the voice of reason. But I had no idea what it was." His confession shattered the official military explanation. The flares at 10 p.m. might have been real. But what about the mile-wide silent craft that the governor himself saw at 8:30 p.m.? So what was it? Was it a top-secret U.S. military craft? A next-generation spy plane, like the rumored TR-3B Aurora? If so, it's a technology far beyond anything the public knows. A craft that can be a mile wide and completely silent. Or was it, as Governor Symington himself called it, otherworldly, a mass sighting, witnessed by thousands, including the highest-ranking official in the state? The military's explanation only covers the second event and ignores the first. The Phoenix Lights are not one mystery. They are 2. and the file on the giant craft that blocked the stars remains unsealed. We post new investigations every single day. Subscribe to Dark Files Unsealed. The truth is out there.